Oculus, begin transmission.
Transmission commencing.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, would you like to hear a story about a giant mechanical sea monster? All right. We must warn you, though, it is terrifying. Small children might wet themselves. A lot of you older ones might, too. And you'll all be responsible for the cleanup, so that's on you. You've been warned. All right. We'll tell you what's lurking in the depths below. There's an ancient legend, an ocean gaming team, an underwater monster known a fish and not a whale. It isn't quite a creature, it isn't quite a machine. You won't know what hit you till you hear the stream. In the ocean, it's waiting late at night. The stormy river will take your ship apart. There's tentacles of that sea, there's tears of this deep. You may call it myth, but I assure you that it's real. When the waves come rolling and lightning fills the sky, all the sailors know that the fire is night. When he grabs onto your boat, he'll never let you go. So you'll join a floating ships, he sent to the depths below. We made a metal, but with a big ring. Survivors who have told them and have all been told and seen. But they should have managed to make home without a word. Perhaps the stories of these sailors tell and understood. You tell the oceans, they always on your guard. They only bring you something else to let you hard. Wrap yourself around you, you wish that you had more. If this means attention, they don't say that you had more. Yeah, the waves come rolling in and lightning fills the sky. All the sailors know that the fire is nigh. When he grabs onto your boat, he'll never let you go. So you'll join the floating ships, he turns to the depths below. When the waves come rolling and lightning fills the sky, all the sailors know that the fire is nigh. If he drops onto your boat, he'll never let you go. So you'll join the floating ships, he sent to the depths below. One, two, three, four.
Hello, this is Peck Tech with the Steampunk Chronicle, and today I'm talking to the Cog is Dead. Could you introduce yourselves?
Sure, I'm John, and I play Captain John Sprocket in The Cog is Dead.
I'm Bradley Harrington III. I play the bass guitar in the band.
We're not a good one, and I'm just a drummer.
All right, your music is very, very story-driven. Can you tell me about some of the things that inspire it?
I've always been a fan of very eclectic styles of music, and I think just naturally I'm drawn towards songs that tell stories. And I think being in the steampunk, line of work that we are, I think it just sort of naturally lends itself to writing songs that tell stories about adventures and all the different things that you'll hear in our songs.
So, have you been involved in steampunk longer than music, or is it kind of a mix? How long have you been performing and doing things like this?
I think all of us have been musicians. I know I've been a musician long before I was into steampunk. I think I kind of got into it around 2006 when I discovered steampunk through a friend of mine, and basically just thought it was really cool, and so we kind of took a band into that direction because we were forming a band at the time, and it just kind of went that way because I was really drawn to the aesthetic.
Right. Is there anything that drew you guys in? Anything in particular?
Well, I found it through Dr. Steele first. That's when I was first introduced to steampunk, and then I was introduced to John's work, and then eventually I found out he needed a bass guitarist, and I volunteered, and that's just kind of how I fell into the band.
What about you?
It actually came through Alice in Wonderland, and my friend's like, "Oh, that's steampunk." I'm like, "That's what?" I don't know that. And then like I ended up like catching up and meeting John, and he was, "Oh yeah," and I started learning what steampunk was through that. So.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now tell me, you also do voiceover stuff too, don't you?
Yeah.
I call this guy. He has the most fantastic answer machine message I've ever heard. I couldn't believe it. Now, what about the artwork and stuff that's along with your albums and T-shirts and the whatnot?
Yeah, I designed the artwork. I don't know. I've always been interested in kind of every aspect of entertainment or production or art or whatever. That's just been a hobby and a passion my whole life. So whatever I was interested in, I kind of pursued.
Now tell me, what's it like being an independent band these days, especially in a genre like this? Is there anything you have to say to the other bands that are independent trying to make it?
I think it's fantastic that we're at a time now where you can actually get exposure and gain a fan base through the internet. It was so much harder before that, I think, for so many bands that, and I have a lot of respect for those guys that had to plan independent tours and travel and sleep in their buses or vans or whatever, and it was, I don't want to say, in some ways it is easier now, but you can gain a fan base solely based on your work through the internet. And so if your work is something that people enjoy, hopefully there will be an audience that finds it. So that's what we've done. We weren't even expecting our stuff to catch on with anyone. We just wrote it because we enjoyed it and it was fun. And we thought if anybody listens, that's great. And thankfully other people out there seem to be liking it.
So do you have that sense that you gotta love it enough for everyone?
I think so, yeah.
So tell me, what are do you have some good stories on John here traveling around?
I'm just going to plead the fifth on that one because I do like playing in this band, so...
We want all his dirty secrets. We were sent here by the controller to get all your dirty secrets. So tell me, I know you got something on him.
The fact that, I don't know, but we all pretty much get along really well. Like, we don't really have no issues, really.
So you guys are a pretty tight band. It's not your typical, fighting band.
Yeah, no, we love performing with each other. We're just a group of friends that just happen to all be musicians, so it just kind of meshes together perfectly.
I think the problem is that we're all laid back. We're all too laid back to really get in each other's way, so we're like, oh, hey, people, let's go talk to them. And they're like, no, we got to do this. Oh, man.
Well, it has been a pleasure. The show last night was incredible, by the
you.
way. Was that your biggest crowd?
It might have been, yeah. We've played a lot of small. This is the biggest convention we've played,
Right.
and we've had some amazing shows and in some more intimate venues. So this was probably the biggest crowd we've played to. But yeah,
I know it kind of grew as the show went
Yeah.
on. And I love the that you had the multimedia interaction too.
Yeah, we're trying to incorporate that now with any venues that have a video projection. Just trying to make the show feel a little bit more theatrical or more like a high production value, high-end concert, and just have a really cool concert experience.
Well, and don't you have you have film school training, right?
A little bit, not film school necessarily, but just high school TV production, and I was a filmmaker as well.
Okay.
So, I worked on a film. I worked on the first album while this was going on. So, the first album, Steam Powered Stories, was a side project while we were filming Flashback.
Oh, okay.
This took 10 years, but this is an independent film that I co-produced with Brendan Rogers and Will Phillips, and
Oh, that's excellent.
so I have a lot of any video experience comes from working on this movie.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Well, this is The Cog is Dead, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to check them out. Where's your website?
TheCogIsDead.com.
That's easy to remember. TheCogIsDead.com. The Cog is Dead at DragonCon 2014. Thank you.